Oh, this chapter of Black Clover had a pretty cool twist on there. And a lot of people are already calling out death flags for a certain character that's in this series. So hopefully that isn't going to be the case, because it's a character that I really like. But if it means progressing the story and having some like great advancement later on and all that, then I am fine with that. But it's still a little sad to hear, and also a giant reveal for Elite as well. So I'm excited to get into this one, so let's just jump in. So it turns out that like what we got to see with like the White Knight Demon Eyes, like unfortunately they was able to get the gem seemingly from like when Valtos was like, you know, hey, like we're gonna like try and take you down a knot, and it's just like, hey, like we have already got like what we came for, we're going. And like with what we said with Raditz, he's like, no, I returning now and all that, how dare they, after they destroy my prized possession, like I can't stand that. And for once Valtos kind of takes command on this, where he's like, I am not tolerating failure. Not after last time, not after what Sally did, not after like all of these failures that we've had. No. I'm making sure that this is for Lordly, making sure, and like, it's like, we're like, and I love that Raditz was just like, oh, this doesn't mean we're retreating, and just Sally just doesn't care. She's like, bye-bye. She's just like, screw it, I had fun, that's all that matters. And meanwhile, it's like, that was like there where I was like, alright, we had some great moments with like Grey, Gordon, Gauch, and also as well with Henry. But now we get to see the Black Bulls are a bit in a situation right now, because their entire hideout is now obviously their Megazord form, and they can't really turn it back. And I think Henry's used too much of his power as well, and it's like, is it even safe to get in here and even like take this out? So unfortunately, they have got the little gem that like Asta was able to get from the first arc, so that's a huge problem right there. We another thing that was happening was the fact that where Yami was all this time, and that he was in the Golden Dawn like headquarters, and he's just there having a smoke, sitting down. He's like, you know, like, hey, come on, like the reason I'm here and all that is because of you idiots in the first place. Your goddamn vice captain like took out one of my guys cold, and he's in critical condition, and he's still unconscious. And it's like, so, and like they're saying like, you know, like, why am I the one that has to be coming here all the way here for an apology? You should have been at my door apologizing. And it's just like, I loved it that like Yami was getting furious. He was like, are you making fun of me, you Golden Dawn fucks? As he's like starts like releasing his energy, and he's just like, the Golden Dawn guys are freaking out. It's like, what is this? Like, why is like with this power? And he's just like, you know, and then they had to get on their asses like, we're so sorry for our vice captain's like violent behavior, but we want you to believe in Captain Vengeance and all that. We want you to believe in William. He's so good. He's an incredible person, you know. Without he is not like a person, you know, like, who would teach someone to show such disrespect. And it cuts back to a lot of like the day like beforehand. I wouldn't mind if we actually had a couple of these like chapters. I wouldn't mind like seeing like a little like chapter or two of like Yami and like William going behind. I mean, surely the animator likes to do a lot of filler, so I'm sure they would find their own way of doing it in a way. But it's like, considering how the anime has just been going straight manga to manga material right now, yeah, I don't know and all that. I thought it would be an interesting little OVA, and you get to see them like, how like, you know, what's your name, Yami? I've been entrusted to watch your back, so you got mine as well. And like at the same time, they were appointed as like the Black Bull like captain, same time as he was like for the Golden Dawn. And it was just like, and even as well when he was there, he's like, I'm glad to speak to you so frankly, and I'm glad like you'll be able to see my face, one of the people I trust. And this is where like Yami's just getting like really pissed off. He's like, you know, how should I know, you goddamn, like, right? It's like Yami's still trying to like wrap his heads around like William, where it's like, do I trust him? Do I like consider him a friend? Do I like, there's clearly something where it's like that's been bugging Yami about this. And the same thing with like William, when it, like we saw this as well, like it seems like they had a little bit of conflict, and William does generally care for people. He does generally care for the Golden Dawns, and he also as well cares for like Julius, which was the next scene that we got, which was going on the top of the castle walls, and they're saying like, you know, is there something the matter, William? And you're like, oh no, oh please no, William's gonna be he is the traitor, he is the absolute traitor. And everyone was like, oh thank God he isn't. And it was like, as he pulls off the fucking helmet, and then he's just like, I really respect you, like, you know, like, after everything, like, Julius and all that. You gave me this helmet, you invited me into the Magic Knights, you gave me my grimoire, and it's the reason why I've worked so hard. It's because I've made the Golden Dawn. I've ascended to the top ranks of the Magic Knights, to the rank of captain, and I've selected like these members of the Golden Dawn, and it's like I've got the utmost respect for you. And that was the thing, is like, this is where I kind of got a little sad, where it was like, I've created the strongest squad as a thanks to all that you've done for me, but I had another person who I treasure who I did this for as well, and you're like, oh no. Like, and he's like, after I met you, like, Julius and all that, we were friends that have always been together from here on out. We decided to walk two different paths, and this is the bit I liked. He's like, you're both people I treasure so much, I couldn't choose. I'm sorry, I couldn't choose between you two. And he's like, I'm gonna have to let you two decide. And then we get the reveal of that his scar transforms and it's Leet. Like, Leet has been the one, and it's like, he's like, thank you, my one friend, William. Like, and he's finally meeting, and it's like, the chapter is like, where exactly Julius is like, like, he's really upset. He's like, I really didn't want this to be true. I didn't want to be like you being Leet all along. Because remember, the third chapter was like, we knew this was a Golden Dawn member from the start, but the question was, it's like, why we was thrown off from William for a while. It was because it was like everyone thought it was him. He thought he was evil, that he was a bad guy, but no. His helmet and all that, like, it was like, oh, he didn't have like the scars and all that, so no way he could be Leet, no way how they could get all this information. But it turns out it's like it's seeming like they're either sharing the same body, or like he is able to like project his own like vision inside of him. And it's like, he clearly addresses him as like human. He's like, no, like, William is human and he is my friend. So it's, the question is like, because like, is he actually like is this like a schizo personality where he can change it? Because clearly both of them have two different like magics. Like, he has obviously his giant plant ass magic that he's able to like manipulate forests and stuff, and then we've seen Lee Ozzy with his light ability. So, and from what we saw as well, he was able to like turn like Leet's arm into like a skeleton, and like we never saw that with William as well. So it makes me wonder, what's the whole deal with these two? Do they actually share a body? Is that one thing that they have? Or is this like something where he's able to possess him, take over him? And that was just something I actually really liked about this, where it was like, no, like, William at the end of the day was, I can't decide. I'm glad it wasn't just like, whoa, I'm evil. Like, I'm glad it just wasn't that. Like, in the end of the day, I'd still think, I knew like at the end of the day William had something to do with it, but we just didn't know what kind of role that he had involved with like Ozzy the White Knight Demons. So like, overall, I really like this chapter. I think that was a really nice like little twist on the reveal for like who exactly he is, and like what the whole deal with him and Lee is. And overall, I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more of an explanation of that next week. And the fact that we're setting up a fight between him and Julius, that's gonna be goddamn interesting now. Because this time, I think Julius like can go full like hold, like I think he's gonna have to hold back a little bit, because A, that's his friend. Like, he now knows that's his friend, like William there, and not to mention he's got all the citizens around him. So people are putting up death flags to Julius, which I hope is not the case, because I like him. He's like cool Naruto. That's pretty much who he is. He looks like fucking Naruto as a Hokage for the most part. And he's like, no, I like Julius. He's a cool ass character. So I hope we don't, like, there's a part of me where it's like, oh, I really hope he doesn't die, because that will send the entire kingdom into chaos, thinking about who's going to be the next like Magic Emperor. And that then as well, we're losing William. And it explains a lot about his plan. So it's like, he clearly made these like huge elite like Golden Dawn members because he wanted to strengthen his own army. That was another thing that he was doing whilst he was like using William. It's like, the Golden Dawn are here for like A, to be the strongest people in this country, but also as well with the disguise of like what we've seen with the vice captain. He's clearly got a way to manipulate them in some way. So the worry is now, with all the people in there like Mimosa, like Yuno, with Claudio, like all these guys, like can they actually be trusted now? Or is that already too late? Whereas like these guys already can be fully manipulated. And that leaves a bigger question as well with Yuno. What was he going towards then? If Leet is already here, if these two are sharing the same body, then like who exactly is a strong source of the energy that we're going to be seeing in their hideout? Is that actually like, because we still don't know if this is the real Leet's body, if William and him are the same people, are they just different personas? Like, we'll have to wait and see. Like, a lot of interesting things on this. Definitely really liked this chapter a lot, and I'm very excited to see through that. And then again, I thought this was a really nice twist. I wasn't like, like goddamn amazing chapter, but it was still a really goddamn good twist on the whole William thing. So I'm really glad that like this all came to like fruition, to full circle. So cannot wait for the next chapter. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.